motto that everything is positive, nothing negative. And I think that for an artist is so vital to be able to experiment and to be able to have that encouragement to go whatever direction they need to go in. And to be able to offer that kind of environment for so many different types of mediums and so many different types of artists, performance and visual, I thought that what they were doing, the effort that they were putting in, on the hours that they were putting in to scrounge up the volunteers and keep the place running, and to be able to do all of this on a volunteer basis and with money that comes directly from the community and not from the taxpayers' wallets, which is already being so tightly scrimped on. I think that's an amazing feat for them to be able to accomplish, and for that long to be in the black, is quite a feat as well. So we just wanted to give back to them as much as we could for everything that they give to the community too.
Well, and I think one of the things that I love is that, it's a place where you can, yes, there are art galleries, yes, there are art museums, but you have to be quote unquote really good, or you have to be known in order to get into those places. And what I love is that this is something for the community and for the people to not only be a good artist, but to learn art. And I think that's what's really important, is there aren't enough places where someone who isn't into sports or isn't into the other things that seem to get nurtured in intramural type things. This is a community center for artists who want a different avenue and for them to learn and to grow. I think that's really important.
Well, and that's actually our very first art exhibit was a 10-year-old boy.
Wow.
And the idea is actually, and that's what our mission statement was all about, is to nurture the artistic talent. And at 10 years old, he was drawing incredible freehand pictures of Sonic the Hedgehog and birds and things like that. And we actually ran into him recently, and he's still in it, full guns, and ready to come back to Alcott and exhibit again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is, and that's the thing, is that there's been a lot of first-time exhibitors. There's a ton of people that it's the first time they've been on stage. And actually my grandson, who's been involved in Alcott ever since he was born, was on the stage in the production of Puss in Boots that we just put on.
Oh, wow.
So that was incredible for the family.
Right.
We've got one granddaughter that does the behind-the-scenes stuff, and then Caleb, he got on stage for the first time ever.
And that's the opportunity that people don't get every day. And without things like the Alcott in our community, they're not going to get that, because there's no, and not only with the idea that, yeah, maybe you can go and pay for a lot of classes and you can pay a lot of money, but this is a volunteer place where, whatever you want to make happen, you make it happen. That's kind of what community radio and KKFI is about. Whatever you want to see this station do, get involved and make it happen. And that's what's beautiful about this art center, is that it gives people that opportunity to make it happen.
Well, and that's exactly right. It's like this production, the fundraiser this weekend. Lance came to us and said, we've got an idea, we want to do a variety show and make it a fundraiser for the art center. And that was great, it's exactly what we need. But they came to us and got a proposal together. And that's actually how we do things at the art center, is if somebody comes in with a great idea, we just have them put it in writing, tell us exactly the plan on how they want to put it together and what they want to accomplish with it. And then if it's within our means, we make it happen. And we do that with classes, we do it with productions. We've got several art classes for kids coming up the first part of June.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. What kind of classes for kids?
Photography, art appreciation, drawing, ceramics.
How do they get involved?
They just call the Art Center or get on the website, and they can email us, www.alcottartscenter.org.
Okay.
Or they can email us at alcott@alcottartscenter.org.
Okay. And what's the phone number at the Alcott?
913-233-2787.
Awesome.
Or 233-ARTS.
233-ARTS. That's awesome. 913, it's in the KCK area. So there are art classes coming up in June. There's our big Flying Asbini traveling sideshow and art extravaganza this weekend. When exactly is it? Tell the people when it is.
It is Friday from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday from 2 p.m. till 11 p.m. One thing to note is that from 2 to 6:30 is going to be a very kid-focused session. From 7 p.m. on both nights, it's adults only 18 and over.
Gotcha. We've got some racy stuff in this show.
We do.
We don't want to corrupt your kids. We'll let the Alcott nurture their arts, but we'll corrupt the adults' minds.
And at the same time, it's very important that when you bring in those artists, it's not to corral them. That's a big portion of why some of it has to be 18 and over, is because how can you bring in an artist, have them truly display their work, while telling them what they can and cannot do.
Right.
So it's all
limiting.
them all of
the
time.
It's very limiting to
Right.
to have that. So I am very excited about this weekend. We're going to play a little bit more music, and we've got guests. Thank you so much for being here, Chuck, and thank you more than anything for everything you do for our community. It's so great to know that there are other people doing wonderful things in our community. And a lot of times at KKFI we talk a lot about things going on in the Kansas City, Missouri side, and we don't always get to the Kansas City, Kansas side, and KKFI serves the entire metro area. So it's great to know that there are things going on the Kansas City, Kansas side as well in the community. So
Well, and thank you. And let me also say that we do second Saturdays, so we have art exhibits every second Saturday. And we've got the Shakespeare in the parking lot coming up in August.
awesome.
So that's going again. And actually we're having auditions on Saturday. So we need people still yet. Our cast isn't full. So from 1 to 3, we've got auditions coming up then. And then we're doing...
This Saturday?
This Saturday.
All right.
At the Art Center. And then again in August 27th, talking about adult venues, we're going to have the Body Art fundraiser.
Ooh.
So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
But I also want to take one opportunity to tell everybody that's ever helped Alcott, thank you so much. And especially my wife, Chris, who anybody that's ever been there knows that she works harder than anyone ever. But everybody's been so great to us all these years. And to know that we've gone for 8 years and never got one grant. It's all been accomplished through fundraisers and donations. So
That's pretty impressive.
It's been incredible.
That's pretty darn impressive.
No one's ever been paid. So except, I will say this, Puss in Boots was our opportunity to pay our first ever director for directing one of our plays.
Oh, that's neat. So it was enough that you could actually pay someone for the work that they've worked so hard on.
Right, and again,
wonderful.
it was a 17-year-old director.
That's awesome.
So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful. Yay for the Alcott.
Thanks again.
So www.alcott with 2 T's
Yes.
artscenter.org or 913
233.
233 arts.
Yes.
If you want to get involved, go check out their schedule, go check out what they have to offer you, the people of Kansas City.
One more note. And we had never talked about it, Val, but the Alcott's only open during the warm months. For
okay.
all this time that we've had the building, the boiler was out when we bought the building, and we don't have any heat. So that's one of our goals, is to stay open year-round. And we'd like to do this through green technology, so if there's anybody out there listening,
There's
we've got
there's
a big
definitely a lot of
rooftop.
things.
There's things that can be done now with an old boiler
Absolutely.
system.
We'll get you in contact, the Eco Radio Hour. There's an Eco Hour on KKFI. I want to say Mondays at noon, but I could be wrong. Check out our schedule at kkfi.org for the Eco Hour, and they are all about how to do green things and talk about green energy and green effects in the world. So That will be awesome. We
Great.
will definitely be doing that. I'm so thankful for everyone that's been here to talk about the Alcott and the Traveling Asbinis. We will be back with you with some more guests from the Traveling Sideshow and Art Extravaganza. And thanks again, Chuck, for everything that you do.
Thank you.